Hey everybody, this is video number 3 of me practicing talking on camera and not editing anything out and not overly scripting. I am going to give myself a topic because I think that would help to kind of boil things down a little bit. So I am going to talk about why I'm doing it this way on my camera on my laptop. I did plug this in. I think it's fine sound. It's kind of cheap, but I did rhinestone this microphone. So it's not cheap anymore in that way. Part of why I'm doing it so simply is because doing it the other way is so time consuming and can be very expensive if you're trying to compete with the big YouTubers doing their fancy, dancy everything. We don't necessarily need that to get information out. I don't think it's bad. It's kind of neutral to me, but the pressure to do it or the pressure to spend money for high production value, especially when it's just you're not a team of people, I think that is a mistake. I don't agree with that sort of outlook on things, that you have to invest in any kind of gear to do something, because ideas are better than high production. And we've all seen that, the Avengers effect. I confidently can say I don't really like Avengers movies. And I also don't judge you if you do. You can enjoy whatever you want. I do think this thing happened where it became about getting the biggest audience possible. So they're looking at global audiences. And then to do that, you're just boiling things down to the simplest, most centrist idea, look, joke, whatever that is. It just became so kind of AI. Like it's funny that AI is a big threat to the arts right now. Not that everything was threatened before. Like, people weren't making a living as musicians. Like it's not like AI is the thing that turned it all around. It's just the next thing that seems to be working against people right now. And let's timestamp this. This is like August, April, one of the A's, April 20th, 2026. So what I'm saying right now is very much today, and all of this is happening so fast. Who knows what it will look like later. But there's this threat against humans and what they make. But maybe I'm overly optimistic. I feel that ideas and point of views and individuals can't be replaced. I think people will always need to reflect the times. Artists need to reflect the times. And if we get used to things with lower production value, or allow ourselves, if we ourselves feel drawn to create something, to share something, if we free ourselves from the need to compete with industry, I guess I'll say, with big production, and like I do love what I'm doing here. I'm not going to do this forever. I would love to eventually do more things with other people, but I myself have bought into the idea so many times that for my ideas to be really worthy or worth looking at, worth listening to, like, I need to be competing with what we see in this very top tier, huge marketing machine, and of celebrity as well. And, celebrities are a topic for another time. Remind me to come back to that. I could talk about that for a long time, because I think it's very interesting and perhaps more complicated than we look at it, because they are just people, but it's a big machine. Like, when we see a person, it's not just them, it's also the machine of industry behind them. I just cracked my knuckle. That might be on the microphone. Sorry. I'm not. I take it back. I'm not sorry. Anyway, so this is why I'm doing it this way, because even right now, it's 1:49 p.m. I have another student. I teach singing lessons coming in at 2, and I can get this done, and I can work on my skills. I can post this. I can move on and up. I would encourage more people to do so. I want to connect with people being a little more truthful, being a little more spontaneous. We don't always have to plan as much. And when I say we don't have to, I really am talking about myself. Anything I've ever learned has been from trial and error. So I should look it up. So in my Google Drive, I've been thinking about doing video series for so long. So I probably could go in there and find some topics. Like I think about culture and teaching and music and being an artist and having a singing practice. Like I think about those in philosophical terms all the time. But I feel a lot of pressure to organize my thoughts. But I'm making video, and I don't need to prove my intelligence to know that I've earned knowledge. So I feel like we also look at this idea money gets mixed in with education and knowledge, even though those are not always the same thing, but they get wrapped together just with our current systems. We just don't need the presentation unless it's intentional. It feels like it's true, and it's a team effort. And I'm really feeling this fatigue, and I know I'm not the only one. The response I got from my first video was so nice, people being really nice. And also it freaked me out. I was like, all right, people are going to see this. So I did have to kind of work through all of those feelings of taking things that I feel so excited about and then putting them out into the world, and knowing that I can't control anything about how they're perceived, that I will make people feel however I make them feel, which really is quite personal. Like how someone affects you says just as much about you as it says about them. And then the greatest fear is that no one will give a shit. But I do, and that's why we're here. But yeah, this explains kind of why I'm doing it this way, because I'm a team of one. I need to teach and do that part of that's how I support myself. And I also am producing my own music. I need to put a lot of energy and time into that. And even switching from this into that, it feels like, oh, that goes into very private place. I don't really feel like documenting that too much, though I do have some voice memos. I'm going to start sharing some of the things that I've recorded in practice, just to show kind of how messy it actually is. Like, it is so messy to make stuff. It feels like you're just breaking and making pieces, and it can be so exciting. Like, the first part is really exciting, and then you're sorting it out, and that part is still satisfying, but it's work. It's hard work. Well, I hope that you're all having a nice day. I'm looking at my time. I'm going to let myself go to the bathroom before I teach. Okay, bye.